Hi, everybody. How are you doing? This is Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach. Welcome to all of my motivators family. I hope you guys are all doing great. Thank you so much for joining me for this conversation. Today, we're talking about a metamorphosis in action, growing pains. Yes, there are many things that happen to us in our life that hurt us, and we're going to call them growing pains. Yes, some of them hurt us, some of them are traumatic, they're abusive, destructive. It could consume you, but yet we're going to use the things that hurt us to cause a change, a development, a metamorphosis. Okay. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Feel free to leave me comments in the comment section below if you're watching in the replay. So today's discussion, we're going to talk about a metamorphosis in action, growing pains. Everything in this life, we get what we believe we can get from it. If you think you're going to be stuck, you're going to be stuck. If you tell yourself it's painful, you're going to keep being in pain. Now, not sounding mean or sarcastic or rude or trying to uh, diminish the way that you feel, because how you feel is how you feel, right? But I'm just saying that we have to really take the things that happen to us, the things that we go through in our day-to-day life, the things that hurt us, the things that were very challenging situations, and cause them to be a metamorphosis. We cause what happened to us, and then we can use what happened to us to shift us to mindset shift, to propel us into growing pains, to propel us into personal growth and development. Hey Shay, how are you doing? Welcome. How are you doing? Happy Friday. We can cause the things that hurt us to be the things that heal us. So let's talk about some of those things, shall we, everybody? So what are some things that happened to you in your past that was very hard to deal with? Maybe coming from emotional abuse, maybe verbal abuse, maybe it was physical abuse, maybe even the SA. I'm not going to say those words because of this red app. I'm glad you're well, Shay. Yes, happy Friday. Yes, there's many forms of abuse. There's many forms of pain that happens to us. But are we going to use the things that hurt us to heal us? See, it's all about a mindset shift. It's all about allowing ourselves to think about ourselves in a positive way. That I'm going to use the thing that hurt me and make what hurt me and shift it into something that will help me, that will help others. See, we can turn our tragedy into a transformation. Yeah. It's all about our mindset. It's all about where we are in the space in our life and giving ourselves the permission to say, you know what? Yes, that did happen. And we do need to validate it. This and this and this and this happened to me. But, and there's always the but, because the but is our glimmer of hope. The but is what is going to elevate us, to grow us, and to make us get into our transformation. And a lot of people just don't know, and they just don't understand this part, that what hurt you, the thing that was traumatic, the things that hurt you, the things that people said, the emotional strain, the verbal, the physical, the emotional, even the sexual abuse. It's what we can take and cause us to shift upward and to elevate. Now, I'll tell you that it's not an easy road. It's not an easy road. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Okay. But but it's still possible. See, that's the difference. It's not impossible. You know, that word impossible is all about our mindset. Impossible also says, I'm possible. And you're possible. Anything is possible that you put your mind to, but it's all how you see it. Do you see this as a possibility, as an opportunity, as a way to change, to grow, to elevate, to experience peace, to learn about yourself? All of that is what happens in growing pains. But we just don't always know that we're going through a situation to show us who we really are. We go through things to show us who we are, what we're really made of. And I want to say to all of my motivators family that you're stronger than you think. Sometimes we're stronger than we know. You're stronger than you believe. See, but it starts here in your mind. You have to believe that there's nothing that I can't do. There's nothing that I can't overcome. There's nothing that I can't change. There's nothing that I can't heal in combination with your faith. See, we can't do it alone. We can't. It's impossible. There's nothing we can do alone. We need our higher power. We need God. We need Him. It's not us doing all of it. We don't do all the heavy lifting. See, when we go through pain in our life, as a human being, we think, how can I fix this? How can I get over it? And the things that are in place to help us to get past that, to get over it, for the individuals who are insensitive, disrespectful, hurtful, mean, lacking support, abandonment, the ones that denied you, the ones that weren't there for you when you needed them the most, all of those things hurt. But it's all a part of the process. It's all a part of our growing pains, and we do grow. You grow when you learn. You grow when you believe. You grow when you know that there is hope. So I wanted this message to be that of dropping seeds of hope inside of each and every one of you. That there is hope for you. There is hope for you. There's hope for your future. There, you can change and shift anything that was said to you that hurt you, that saddened you, that you felt all kinds of things and it wasn't right. And I get that part. Yes, many things that happened to us was not right. And that is the reason for growing pains. See, what hurt us, or what hurts us many times, is the same thing that can empower you and can strengthen you. Okay? As Shay also says, betrayal was hard for me to cope with. Verbal abuse also, yes. Betrayal is a very difficult one, a growing pain, right? It's very difficult to deal with someone betraying you. That means if you are betrayed, that means someone broke trust. Someone stabbed you in the back. Someone did something that you did not expect. It kind of caught you off guard. Usually the people who betray us are the people that we trust the most. You trust them with your heart. You trust them to support you. You trust them with your personal and your private thoughts and business. And when someone betrays you by revealing things that they shouldn't, by not supporting you, by doing things that is very hurtful, it does something to us, you know? But not saying that it's okay, but when things like that happen, it shows that we will be okay. You will be okay. You will be all right. You can make it through anything. And that is what today's discussion is going to be all about. Allowing ourselves to elevate, allowing ourselves to say, yes, I experienced this, and the list can go on and on about all of the heavy, hurtful, and hard things that happen to us in life. But it's not letting those things consume us. It's not letting what hurt us break us down. No, no, no. We're not going to let what hurt us destroy us. See, it's a choice. It's something that you tell yourself. See, if you empower your mind, that part of that more metamorphosis, just like um, when before a butterfly becomes a butterfly, what does it start off? Some people would say that they were ugly. They were it. Oh, look, they look disgusting. They can't until one day it spreads its wings, flies, and when it opens up and it's this beautiful butterfly. And the same thing that can happen to us in our life, we can go through some very difficult, painful things in order for us to meet this certain individual, to learn something, to mature, and to be the person that we are meant to be. See, that is a part of growing pains. It's not the easiest, it's not something that we like or something that we want, but because of the situation either that we put ourselves in or what we allowed, now this is the opportunity to take that road. This road is going to lead to us giving up. It's like, oh, forget it, I give up, I can't do it. Or are we going to go to the right, where there is hope, where there's encouragement, where there's dreams, where there's personal growth and development? You always want to take the road that's less traveled. So you don't want to follow behind and be like the individuals that keep themselves hurt and they say, I'm broken. That's exactly the individuals that hope is there for when you're broken. Support is there for you when you are broken. When someone abandons you, when someone disrespects you, when someone backstabs you, these are the times where we know that we can experience growing pains. Yes, personal growth and development is there for you and it's there for me, but it's not easy. I know there's a lot of things that has happened to me in my past that I don't want to talk about, because it's hard to unearth it, to dig it up and to say this person did this and this. But also we got to take some ownership and accountability. What decisions did I make? What did I allow? Did I see the red flags and ignore them? All of that is part of growing pains and making a metamorphosis, a change. And a metamorphosis is a drastic transformation, that it's like turning from the darkness into the light. Sometimes when you make that metamorphosis, people don't even know who you are. They don't recognize you. You could change your personality. You could learn how to be kind. You can learn how to communicate. You just become a better overall human being. And that's what I want for each and every one of us, to use the things that happen to us while we don't like it, while we don't want it to happen. We don't want anybody to hurt. But at the same time, taking the things that happen to us and allowing for them to grow us, allowing for that to heal us, allowing for that to cause us to make changes. Yeah, you can make changes. Shay also said, that's right, turn our tragedy into a transformation. And yes, and I love that. That's one of my favorite things about growing pains, is taking whatever happened to you, whatever broken pieces that you're in, whatever people have done, put you down, abandoned you, disrespected you, hurt you, didn't support you, whatever pain, whatever problem, whatever someone did, and also whatever we have done. We can take all of those things and we can transform by this point right here, learning the lesson. See, there is no point of talking about what happened to us if we keep going around and round and keep making poor choices. So I want to recommend to my motivators family, before you do something, think, is this a good decision for me? Is this going to help me? Or is this a good person? Are they a good influence on my life? Is this person going to support me? Or am I just believing what I want to believe about this person? See, we have to be real. We have to be honest and transparent. There's a lot of situations that we experience pain because, okay, because we have not done the right things by ourselves. And you do. You got to do the right thing by yourself. You got to believe in you. And I have to repeat that to myself. I got to believe in myself even when others don't. See, that is the metamorphosis. That is the change. See, maybe before you were expecting sister, auntie, mama, cousin, friend, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, you were expecting all of these individuals to be supportive of you, and they weren't. And that does hurt, because we expect for people to treat us right with respect and kindness and dignity, right? But we can't expect for people to give what they don't want to give. And one thing that we have to learn is we have to learn when somebody shows you who they are, right? They're showing it. They show you they support you. They show you they're here for you by their actions. See, that is part of the metamorphosis. That's part of the transformation and elevation, is giving ourselves that permission to say, you know what? They haven't showed up for me. They've disrespected me. They've abandoned me. They've done X, 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 X to me. And I don't have to take that. That's a part of a metamorphosis, is being honest with yourself, seeing things for what it is. And as Shay always says, to pay attention to discernment. You do. You have to pay attention to discernment. You have to pay attention to what you're seeing. And we see a lot of times red flags. We see that a person isn't really good for us, or we see that a person is not doing the right things. But do you cover up? Do you hide it? Do you conceal it? And then later on, oh, how come it didn't work out? And why didn't, and what? We saw. See, but when you choose to ignore things, you're going to have to suffer the consequences. I hate to say it like that, but that is the truth. I had to take ownership of that too. There's a lot of times we see things. This person isn't good for me. This person is not my friend. This person is not a good boyfriend or girlfriend, much less a prospective husband or wife. We know that. And you see it. But you want what you want because you so-called like them or you love them. There's always consequences for every situation that we put ourselves in. And we got to take ownership of that. But the thing about this is that we grow from that. We don't stay in it. We don't keep being sad and blaming ourselves. We say, you know what? I did this. I allowed this. I saw the red flags. The next time around, if there's a next time around and something like this comes up again, I am not going to ignore the red flag. When I feel something doesn't feel right, when someone's energy feels off, I'm not going to ignore it. When I see that someone has lied to me, when I see signs of abuse, when you see that a person is using and abusing you, when you see all of these things, what are you going to do? Are you going to ignore it, or are you going to shift? Are you going to empower your mind? See, that is what we can do when we experience some hurt. We can have growing pains. We can turn into somebody better. We can turn into a person who is mature, that we can see things and we say, you know what, this is not going to be good, so I'm not going to go through with that. That is a metamorphosis. That is a transformation, is seeing what is about to happen and saying, that's not good for me. It's okay. It's okay to bow out. It's okay to know what's not good for us. That is a part of a metamorphosis, and making changes and being having a healthy mindset, seeing what is not good for us and having enough courage to say, that's not good for us. That's this person, this situation, this behavior, this attitude is not good for me. That is a part of being mature, is a part of being healed. It's a part of being accountable for not only your actions but others. See, we allow others to have an effect on us. We allow people to treat us bad, and we keep taking it and keep taking it. You got to cut that off, or you're going to keep having more and more pain. See, we keep going through things until we learn the lesson. Until you learn the lesson and until you grow from it, you're going to keep getting hurt. And I don't want you guys to keep getting hurt, okay? Shay says, okay, I read that one already. Elevate. It's definitely not easy, but it's possible. Yes. So don't be scared to elevate. Don't be afraid to grow. All things are possible for us. No matter what it is that you've come from, no matter what other people have done to you, no matter what somebody has said, no matter who has abandoned you and disrespected you, you can do these three things to metamorphosis, to transform into a better woman or man. So the number one thing is to, number one, be accountable. Be accountable for yourself. What did I do? What did I allow? What didn't I see that? See, being accountable is very important, because it says, you know, I did this or I allowed this, and you cut it off before things get worse, before it snowballs into something that we could have avoided. See, sometimes those things that hurt us are going to be the things that heal us. I know some of the biggest pains that I've ever had in my life, they have turned me into coming from being sad to, from the tragedy, from the trauma, and taking that pain, that tragedy, that trauma, and I found my purpose. So that's what I'm talking about, taking your tragedy and turning it into a transformation. So we can use the things that happen to us and make that be the stepping stone to our elevation. I went through that, but then reminding yourself, but I'm still here. But I'm still here no matter what. Even the people who tried to break you, even the ones that said that you were nothing, but you're still here. You're still here. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you, okay? Now we're going to get to point number 2. You know, after you're accountable and you've done all of those things, for us to have a metamorphosis, we have to make changes. You have to change your attitude. You have to change what you allow, and you have to change your actions as well. So it's all about change in the second step, the second level, to metamorphosis, to transform into your best self. You have to stop doing whatever it is, and you have to make some changes. And that action word is a hard part, but guess what? Love is an action word. Love is hard. It's hard to love yourself enough to say, I'm not going to keep banging my head against the wall. I'm not going to keep letting people run over me. I am no doormat. Okay? You're not. So don't let people use you and abuse you. All right. And we have one last point, point number 3, how we can use our growing pains to transform. We have to get support. Now, I know a lot of people think that support lies in your relative. Hey, real odds and evens, how are you doing? I know a lot of people think that transformation lies in the support from the people that they know. If you are expecting support from people who are not supportive, you will always feel discouraged. But when you go through things and people treat you wrong, people backstab you, people hate on you, people betray you, you have to learn the lesson. You got to transform and say, I don't need to learn that anymore. You have to move sometimes literally. Sometimes you have to physically move from those toxic individuals in our lives. Sometimes you have to literally move because they're always going to keep coming around, right? Sometimes it's a physical move. Sometimes it's a move in your mindset. You shift your mindset into something more positive by saying, I don't have to take that. So sometimes it's a physical, sometimes it's a mental, other times it's an emotional. We have to stop allowing people to run over our emotions. And we know how we feel. And when someone does not respect us and respect our boundaries, then it's time for us to leave those individuals alone. That's a part of transforming. It's knowing what you deserve and giving yourself the permission to have that. Because I respect myself, because I'm my own friend, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to be disrespected. And don't. And stop. That's the end. You don't have to explain what you're doing, why you're doing it. Know your worth. Part of being a worthy individual, it knows what you're good at. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I deserve. And I'm not going to take any less than I deserve. And don't, okay? Real Odds and Even says, you're right. It's mental, a mindset in our minds. Yes. You have to transform your mind before you can transform your life. Hi, Fashion by Jamaican Girl. How are you doing? Welcome in. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it. Good evening to you and happy Friday. So we have one more point, everybody, and then we're going to get out of here. So the last point on using your pain to transform into a better you is seeking the advice from people that really care about you. We can't transform unless we get the things that hurts us out. So whatever you use to do it, but you got to do it. So it could be journaling for some, it could be prayer for some, it could be meditation, it could be seeking a therapist, it could be a counselor, it could be spiritual support. It's so many things that we can use, but holding things inside when we experience pain is not a good thing. I do understand about not expressing and telling things to everybody because you can't trust everybody. People will go and broadcast your business to everybody that they encounter because some people, they're a reporter. All they do is report other people's business, okay? And you got to see that and leave those people alone. I've said it so many times. When people show you who they are, believe them, and believe them the first time, like Maya Angelou says. You gotta believe it. This person does not care about me. This person does not support me. This person is not here for me. And believe that. Believe it, okay? Believe it, everybody. So I want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in for this conversation. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to the channel members. Shout out to everybody. Thank you guys so much for your support. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. And if you follow some of these tips and tools in this live stream, I'm sure you'll be well on your way to transforming into a better, happier, and more peaceful you. I'm Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach. Shout out to everybody who is here. Thank you so much. I sure appreciate every single one of you. And I want you to be your best. I want you to be happy and have peace. And I do understand that things happen to us in our life that are painful, but we don't have to stay there. You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to settle. You don't have to keep taking things and let people run over you like a doormat. Take your power back. Empower yourself. Get help and support, and take action to not repeat the same toxic behaviors. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. You too, Real Odds and Evens.